Eric Bolling here is reacting to Representative Ilhan Omar responding to a video of a bunch of maskless passengers on an airplane singing a Christian song in the middle of a flight, which is a crime to the other people on the flight. But regardless of that, she made the point, what would happen if a bunch of Muslim people on a plane decided to engage in a prayer? What would happen? My theory is that the plane would have to, an emergency landing would happen and everyone would lose their minds. Eric Bolling did not take kindly to Ilhan Omar's commentary on this.
But now, why not insult 2/3, a clear 66% of Americans who identify as Christian? What are you trying to appease, the 5% who are atheists? Or perhaps the 1% who say they're Muslim? Speaking of Muslims disrespecting Christians, and this one, folks, really got me. I guarantee it. Watch this. Check out this tweet by Somali-turned-U.S. citizen and then elected Representative Ilan Omar. Check out Ilan Omar's cringy tweet response. And was Ilan Omar so triggered by? Cringy. Turns out a couple Christians who are traveling Europe to support Ukraine refugees sang a Christian song on an airplane.
How are you not triggered by this? Look at his face. Can you pause it for a second? What was the decision there by the producer to watch his real-time reaction to this video? He just watches angrily. How could she do this? But all right, continue. I'm angry at the fact that those people were subjected to a guitar playing and singing against their will.
A total nightmare. That just makes me flash back to being in church and staring at my watch, being like, oh God, when can I go home and watch the Vikings?
Keep going.
You are worthy of all praise. It seems so bad now, does it, folks?
Yes, it seems
Again,
terrible.
Easter weekend, Christian singing an upbeat song in Europe. And our own Somali-American Muslim rep from Minnesota has a problem with that. That's rich because, first off, in Muslim countries, there are calls to pray all the time, and in airports, no less.
And they're mad about that happening in Minneapolis.
They're literally, we just played a clip of Charlie Kirk saying that even though church bells are allowed to ring in Minneapolis, they should not be a call to prayer. I used to be in airports all the time. At my old job at TYT, I don't remember a call to prayer in the United States happening. I'm just putting that out there. And if it did, I don't particularly care because it's not a forced audience on an airplane when I'm trying to take a damn nap.
Yeah. Also, if I have to choose between, like, in my community, do I want to hear exclusively church bells, or if I want to hear maybe a call to prayer and church bells, like, I'm fine with both.
I'm fine with both. Yeah. All right, keep going.
So are we triggered by that?
You are.
So religious expression alongside air travel aren't necessarily the issue for Ms. Omar. It's the fact that 19 terrorists who took down the World Trade Center and plowed into the Pentagon and tried to slam into the White House, those terrorists killed 3,000 innocent Americans. That's what we get triggered by in the name of radical Muslim fanaticism. So yes, perhaps if a group of Muslims started chanting religious chants on an airplane, we might be freaked out. I mean, it's happened before, right?
So there we go. The connection of Ilhan Omar to terrorism. She's a terrorist sympathizer. How many times did he had to mention that she was Somali-American?
Also, our religious president, George W. Bush, who, to be fair, did say we're not at war with Islam publicly, but also helped foster a evangelical community in the military. Like, I don't know. It seems very.
But what's the distinction between we are going to Iraq to liberate them, which is okay, liberate them from Saddam Hussein, but also from their the squalor of their values, We're going to westernize them. I mean, what is the fundamental difference than, say, like doing that in the name of like a particular religion?
Yeah, exactly. Like what? It's just 3,000 people died, in part because of the fanatics that have a downstream relationship to American foreign policy. So, like, I don't know.
In part because there was the United States' belligerent policy in the region birthed fanaticism, and also it came from out of Saudi Arabia as well, which involves our foreign policy, and we indirectly funded them during the 80s as well.
Yeah.
But point being here is that no, for Eric Bolling and for his audience, this is just scary. Muslim people are scary, as opposed to the Christian fundamentalists who are white, and it's easy to stomach when they throw their religion in everybody's face on an airplane when nobody wants to hear that crap.
Also, like in the grand scheme of things, I'm sorry, Christianity's done far, far worse. Look at what, just in this hemisphere, what Christianity's done to indigenous populations. They're still digging up bodies in Canada. I don't even know if we've started, frankly, that process of what boarding schools and residential schools were like in the stateside. But yeah, what do you think indigenous folks feel when they hear songs like that? Probably this even more existential horror than what Bolling feels because a Muslim exists after 9/11 happened. Gross.
Urban socialists. 19 Muslims committed a terrorist attack on the World Trade Center. Therefore, the religion of over 1 billion people is scary to us. We are not racist.
Exactly, yeah. It's like, what if that happened? Yeah, we would be scared, and we'd be right to be scared.
Prairie Fire Kowalski. Matt, historically speaking, most people would stop going to church due to the Vikings, but your context was probably a bit different, LOL. Haha. Albert Hoffman, happy bicycle day. I guess it's bicycle day.
New York is not where I want to celebrate bicycle day.
Yeah, right. North Dakota Llama, can't wait to see how the right-wingers react to buff Natalie Portman for the new Thor movie. Thor's emasculated thanks to woke Disney thinly veiling their own insecurities. Is that who the woman is in the Thor movie?
Buff Natalie Portman? What does that mean?
I saw that now, like, there was a woman in the Thor costume, but I guess she's the love interest. That's what I thought, right? Bradley's IMing us. But I didn't realize that. I think she was in the costume, Bradley, the Thor costume.
Oh no, she's got her arms bigger. There's a picture of her on set looking pretty
jacked.
Pretty jacked, yeah.
We need a fight club for her.
Interesting.
But she's wielding the hammer, as they say. Good for her. That's pretty badass.
Yeah, she's got some guns.
Black Swan was one of those movies. Same with what was the one on like drug addiction that Aronofsky did as well. That
what was the one on Requiem for a Dream?
Requiem for a Dream. I liked both of those two movies. I will never, ever, ever, ever watch them ever again.
That's how I feel about Aronofsky in general. Like, this is an interesting experience. Like,
yeah,
and like Pi, but I was glad it was over and didn't wish to return quickly.
Yeah, no. Requiem for a Dream is messed up. And like, there's a scene in Black Swan where she rips her skin off her nail, and I still sometimes, like, once every 6 months, I'll think about it late night before going to sleep and cringe so hard it's difficult for me to fall asleep.